Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay, I'll share screen, or I guess I'll just drop links. Is there a doc for this meeting?
There's not.
Okay, I'll
There
drop you
might
one.
actually be, but you can just use the Zoom as.
Okay, this is the issue. Um, yeah, like unlike ones that I'm usually a pessimist when I say, oh, it's going to be simple. Like I usually don't believe myself, but like there's already presumably the GraphQL API for this. It's literally just should be two drop downs. We just have never added them. And Taylor has already done a nice design for it. Here, I'll go ahead and share my screen. Like I said, I just got back from the Virgin Islands at midnight last night, about 6 hours ago, 1 a.m. So we'll see how coherent I am. So if we go on the Spermo development, and a dev file is like file in the repo. Currently, we just have it hard coded as a specific name .dev file .yaml on the default branch, and we want there's some real customer requests to add that. And so we were forward thinking. It is already controllable via the GraphQL API. There's fields for it. So we should just be able to add these drop downs. And Taylor's already added some nice things here. So there's a new workspace. And what do we got? And it's my first time looking at these. I've been working on a different issue, actually. So we got the dev file location, which is the branch. There's presumably a branch selector in Pajama to GitLab UI, and then just the text field, and it's kind of default state. And like,
let's be sure to include that pointy hand when we build this.
Yeah. And then like this is I don't know about the error in that place. Like maybe we can the simplest first iteration, we already just take whatever error is returned in the GraphQL error field and just show it at the top as a toast or whatever you call it, which I think is fine. That already works. Yeah. And then there's the link to the documentation. And then what do we have here? The yeah, same thing, error. I think all of those, there's no distinguishing of different types of errors, so I would just all show at the top for the form.
So this form already exists, but we haven't got the bit to select the branch and put the file path in, right? So yeah, we just add in that. And when you submit that form, does it then use GraphQL to then submit like a mutation?
That's already working, and like currently it just hard codes those values, and so
awesome.
Just be adding the drop downs.
Yeah,
awesome.
Can I ask
a small
you a
refactor? The small refactor to use GM form builder thingy while we're at it, or
maybe not.
Yeah, that's what I need from y'all. Like, tell me that what the cool kids do nowadays. Like, I don't know.
It depends.
I'll ask you a question, Paul.
Yeah, it depends. I do have a question going back to can you go back to the first
sure.
Because I have just like a high level requirements question. I find it interesting that that we specify a branch for it. So like what's the expectation if I am needing to change the dev file and I want to
files are immutable per basically workstations are completely immutable. The only thing you can change is their desired state once they're created.
I see. But my question is, if I am like gonna create a merge request to update the dev file and I want to like test it out on a new workstation or something.
Yeah. You make a branch, make the EMR, change the dev file, and then make a workspace off of that branch.
I see what you're saying. Yes. Okay. I see what you're saying. All right. Because this is for each workspace.
Yeah. So the use case here is exactly that. Like I want to test out my dev file changes.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Okay.
And for the name part of it, it's like, okay, this is a mono repo like GitLab. There's actually maybe different scenarios, different kinds of dev files I want for different user personas that could be me in different cases or different people. So like dev file, data analyst, dev file, front end, dev file, whatever.
Right. Looking at this too, is that GitLab / is that supposed to be the project?
Yeah, that should probably be the. Yeah, there's spacing issues there. Good catch. That's the likely the path of whatever project you're in.
Not the cluster agent.
No, the project where that is providing the dev file. Clusters, the cluster agent is the second when they're nothing to do with the dev file. So yeah, like if we're nested deeply in a path, that would I didn't catch that on the first review. Good catch.
Well, it's like, what do you think of swapping the drop down select cluster agent select project? So it's, at least all that project specific stuff is a little more co-located. And then maybe I don't even
the problem there is the cluster agent, you have to pick a valid one for you to continue if there's error checking there. So it's a sequential flow.
But you'd have to pick a valid cluster agent.
Yeah, that may even be on this flow chart. If we can. Yeah, select the project, select the cluster agent. And there could be an error here and don't pass go.
Based on the project. So I need to select the project first.
Yeah, you have to select the project. That determines what cluster agents you have available to you. And then if you don't have any cluster agents available, you obviously can't proceed.
Got it. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the space that I was trying to work around where we wouldn't have to solve that spacing issue, because that's, we don't really have control of how long that project name is there. And it's like,
yeah, I think for the first iteration, I would just omit that.
I would, that makes a lot of sense. And I would
already here in the first drop down.
Yeah, I would reach out to Taylor just with that specific edge case of and I think he'd be able to find some nice solution. Yeah, let's do it.
Does he doesn't say anything about it, does he?
Yeah, I don't think so. And when I was looking at it, is like, well, the project that's selected isn't even like GitLab's not even like the name of it. So I think it was just a little bit overlooked, but I think it's okay.
Cool. So do we have, so here we got a GDK. We can see what the syntax reveal. Let's do shell cluster agent, and then
cool. Yeah, where's the form? Let's find it.
Chad, is there any chance you can zoom a teeny tiny bit? My screen's pretty big, but
it's a 42-inch screen. Like, it's even hard for me to see sometimes.
I think mine's the same size, but mine's really wide and not very tall, which is a problem. Thank you.
You can go to like a presentation mode, but then that makes the UI weird, and I don't know. We'll set 20 and editor font.
What does Deckard say in Blade Runner? He's like has the he has like the big image thing. He's like trying to zoom in. He's saying like coordinates or whatever.
Enhance?
I want to say it's enhanced, but it's I don't think it is. But yeah.
I was reading an article in passing. It's like that. Those are like the two most like antagonists that you can empathize with the most. Like, they just want to be people. They just want to live their lives. Like, they're not really doing anything.
Yeah.
You can judge.
Yeah. Blade Runner is really good.
Yeah. Okay. Where is this? Okay. We got Definitely under EE, app, assets, JavaScripts, remote. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. Where's the R's?
Yep.
Development.
Woohoo.
And then we got all of our, the entry point would be the app, right? So this one lives under components, create. No.
Maybe in common. Maybe if you can play it, or maybe it's just all there, you think?
So drilling our way down. Yeah, so it's looks like it's mostly here.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
But,
All right. If we scroll down to the template.
Well, sure. Just getting our stuff set up. I want to make sure our test's working.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, we could try to TDD it. I have a hard time TDDing view components. Like,
yeah, it's like like I said, there's almost no things I call myself an expert in, but like I've done a lot of testing, and the mode I usually work in, especially when I'm solo, is like I write something to get the shape of it in my head. And then like even before I exploratory test it, then I start backfilling the tests. But I'm really aware of what they're informing me about bad design.
yeah. I find TDD is helpful if I'm implementing an interface. I don't have to sketch out the interface. That's where I find it to be super helpful. But with the UI,
That's new book here that I bought, and I'm looking forward to reading that. Tidy first.
Oh, cool. Nice. Oh, interesting.
And I have an offer for him to have coffee sometime. He lives in my neighborhood. I need to pick him up on it. I've been selecting at it.
Yeah.
But wisdom. All right, where do I start? I don't want a TDD. I want to get.
Yeah, let's do it.
I want the mechanics of this. Like, how do I get the pajamas thing and the other stuff and all that?
Yeah, let's go to the template first. That's what I would change first. Going to the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
do we want to have this on one side and the
oh, I think it's fine. Oh, that's fine either way. Yeah, you've got a lot of screen real estate. If you keep scrolling down. Okay, there we select the agent stuff. Okay.
What line are you on? You're on
yeah, I was there. So is that the condition that you think we're good for? Is like if not empty agents, that's where we'll also throw in this new input. So on line 262.
Yeah, my view pattern matching is not. It's kind of rusty. 262. 262.
Yeah, so it's like
oh yeah, not empty agents.
A new thing.
Exactly. If we got one, then we're off to the races and putting something below here. And the time before termination, yeah, here.
Yeah. If we empty agents, we can't create the workspace, right?
Correct.
Okay, is that represented? Like, because I see that the submit button might still be visible if.
I don't think so.
Or I guess it'll be disabled. Okay,
like
cool.
If we pick some other random thing that definitely doesn't have an agent.
I think it makes sense to put it here. So yeah, let's add man, I don't know. I guess it'll be because we kind of
that's what you get. There's like nothing.
Got it. Okay.
No, there's one there. I don't know if I actually have any projects that this one. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So you don't get a
sweet. Cool. Yeah, let's add a div here. Because we're gonna have to have
a form group.
But we'll need to have two form groups. Like we'll need to, and the form group, even though it's kind of it sounds like you're gonna have multiple form inputs, like a group of inputs, but it's actually it's actually, you use one group per input, and the group also has like validation labels and stuff like that. So we're gonna have 2 form groups, but we need to wrap it all in one row. So I think it'll be a div. But actually, let me look at the mock again, because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm realizing that there is still this label, I think, though, at the top. So maybe we do just want to have one form group. Yeah, probably just want to have one form group, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. But I guess inside of it, we'll have. Can I see the validation message that for on the mock side?
Oh, I think I don't think we need to worry about that because I guess maybe there are in-place alerts that we saw. But this alert is not going to be specific. It's just going to be
right
up here.
I'm in on the UI mocks. Can I see where?
Yeah, I don't think that those are how we're gonna
actually do the validation.
Yeah, because this is going to come back from the back end as a graphical layer, and it's just going to get displayed at the top generically in wherever that is, wherever error is.
I see. I think it's what you're saying. Okay, and that's fine to iterate towards there. So yeah, we won't work client side validation quite yet. So that's fine.
I don't think we need to do it at all. Like it's just, did it create or not?
I mean, it is like part of our design guideline is to try to do the inline validation even after submission as much as possible. But I agree, we don't have to think about it right now. So, and I do think this will have to be a form group. I was wrong. I was thinking we were going to have 2 form groups. I think it's just going to be one because we just have that one label. I think we'll need to do it that way.
Okay, so we got
that. And then adding let's go ahead and add the label for it, dev file location, and
I think as well, based on Chad, your suggestion that we start simple and have the validation at the top, that supports a single form group. If we want the validation directly below the file path box, then we might need separate form groups. But let's just start simple.
Yeah, that's kind of what was concerning me. I was like, but
do we need to have this div so it doesn't even show up or some other condition to not show it?
As I see the requirements, it seems like it should be the same condition as the inputs around it. So I think this makes sense. We could use a template if we didn't want to use a div, but I think it's fine. That's pre-existing code, so I'm not super concerned about that. But on 263, our new group, let's add our new label for dev file location.
Okay, but like what I'm saying is that we're going to have to somehow base it off of that they've selected a agent, or does it?
I don't think. Yeah, they could do it at the same time as selecting the agent. I think there's nothing saying that they have to.
Does that mean I should have a div around it, just like this one?
So are you saying that,
or put it in here?
Are you saying that they need to select the agent first?
I'm sorry, I was spacing it. I didn't notice we're nested in that div. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay, let's add the label for our form group. That's just one of the options. That's just it's just one of the options. Properties that we'll add to it. You're in the closing tag. You want to go to line 266.
You're correct, sir.
Yeah. Label. Yep, and we can actually just inline it here with the double underscore dev file location thing for right now, or even
Dev file location.
The double underscore is the translating function, so then we'll pass in for it.
So Paul, I've been digging trying to find a good component to use for the branch drop down. Have you used one recently? I found a couple of options, but
I haven't. Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
worried they're kind of a bit coupled, if you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
it always surprises me, you know, when you just want like a project drop down or a group drop down or a user drop down, and you think we must that must be there already, right?
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if while Chad's typing, I'll send
It
something
looks
in the
like
chat.
it should be like something like this instead of directly doing the underscore.
Yeah, I was saying if you put it in, you can pass in the string here on line 264, and we don't have to put into the options thing right now. We can just do the
I mean, let's
hard
just go and do
code.
it. It's easy enough.
That's fine. But yeah, we'd want to go to wherever the I18N is referenced here. And
Yeah. What's the name of this going to be? Def file location.
that makes sense. Nice. Nice. Cool.
All right.
Yeah, what are the okay, we'll leave it like that. Let's not add a label for just yet, but we'll need to. I'm kind of thinking we'll use the dev file, the file name as the label for, because we can kind of autofill the branch is probably always going to be main. And I'm imagining maybe the file name is the one that we'd want to have it be the label for. So we would do something like workspace dev file location file name or something.
Workspace def file.
File name or file path or location's probably okay, to be fair, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's applying to both.
Okay. Well, we're gonna need two inputs. So we're gonna need a drop down, and then we'll need this other one. So let's add a div here. And this is what we'll need to flexbox. And yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and add flexbox stuff. Might be good. We go class, because GL display flex. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's getting pretty smart.
How much of that do we want?
We don't want flex wrap, actually. Is that what's at the very end? Flex wrap. We don't want that. Yeah.
Okay, what others don't we want?
I don't think we want that one either, but I'm not sure. Let's just leave it for right now. Let's leave it for right now. It's probably a good idea, but
I don't think we want the item center. Or is that
I think we do want that. That's gonna align vertical. I think that's gonna do the vertical alignment that we want. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we got a floating quote. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's add our branch dropdown. Is there a component we can use? Are we looking
I've
at
dropped one in that we might have to genericize it a teeny tiny bit, but I would like to try and use. Yeah, I don't know. See what you think. The only reference I can see it's used for creating protected branches, and it has a sort of a help indicator, I think, that you can sort of read more information. But for the time being, it handles all the GraphQL stuff to make the query to get the branches. Unless we already got GraphQL in this component, could we modify the existing GraphQL to include bringing back branches?
Well, I don't think we're actually pull any project specific data yet in this component. You know?
Yeah, good point. We give them a select project drop down, but we would then have to make another query off the back of that. So yeah,
what did you think of the Oh, yeah, this one's using Vuex. Yeah, they are a bit coupled, aren't they?
The one that I sent you is in Vuex.
No,
is
I was
it?
using it. I was looking at a different one.
Oh, okay.
This one uses Apollo. Is this the one you sent in the past?
I quite like this one. You know,
yeah.
it will need a bit of abstraction, but let's see if we can get it to work.
Can we look at this on the GitLab UI or Pajamas page?
No.
It's not a GitLab UI. So
oh no, this is just hanging out here. Okay.
Yeah, because the problem is like no GitLab UI component should do anything GitLab-y because they shouldn't be coupled to GitLab. And because the point is I think we want something that already kind of does the GraphQL stuff rather than reinventing that wheel.
So Taylor did say from the find file component, here's what he said. Is that the one we're looking at?
Well, we haven't got, this is for the branch drop down rather than the file one.
This is the branch / tag selector from the find file.
Okay. Find file component. Let's have a look. I've not found that one yet. Find file. I can't find that.
Literally this find by path. Oh yeah, right here. This, wherever this is.
We can see what that is if you want to inspect the element.
Well, and I get it. This is just the project name, which may be okay. It's not the whole path.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
All right, where is this?
If we
have Vue DevTools installed,
if we inspect that drop down, we should get some sort of hints.
Yeah, I just did.
Yeah, if you've got Vue DevTools installed, then just select Vue and then you can just hover over it and Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, they're supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm. But if you get you get too many pixels on your screen,
it's because you're on production. Vue DevTools won't initialize it.
Okay. So I just need to go to find file on
GDK and you should be good.
Okay.
Loading. How do I get to that? How do you get that through the UI? Is it just slash?
You hit T, or it's also there. It's that same drop down too, I think. If you do T, I think your file finder thing.
T,
I think, is the file finder thing if you have the shortcuts enabled.
Yeah. Slash. T is not working. I do have shortcuts enabled, I thought.
I think if you also go to code, there might be oh no, there's a button, find file next to history. That'll trigger it too. If you
Okay.
Go
back.
So you're using Webpack, old school.
The web ID doesn't work in the Vite.
The only reason I'm not on Vite is because it the Selenium and Capybara is not fully playing well with it. So
okay.
That's a pain to switch back and forth. Actually, all right, here we go. So we got
you gotta inspect that.
There's Vue. Whoops.
Awesome.
All right, what do we want to look in here?
So I tend to use the see that target on the right hand side, top right of the view, sort of. Yeah, that's it. And you can hover around. And now you're going to find it's a Haml component, aren't you?
Oh, geez.
Oh, ref selector, ref selector.
Ah, ref select. That's interesting, and that's actually an interesting point. Is it doesn't
Because
have
it could be a commit or a yeah, nice. Now the question is, does it use Apollo? Drum roll. I don't think it does. How does it work then?
it takes in wow, it takes a lot of
Props. Oh, it's using Vuex.
yeah, it is.
I don't
So
think
what
we
does
want to
that
use
mean?
this.
Does that mean like I can't use it with Apollo, or I shouldn't, or it's okay, but just that?
I think that my view on this, because I've recently helped a community contributor change something, and you end up getting in too deep, and yeah, it's not really worth the migraine that you'll get from trying to unpick and rework the component to work for you. Would you agree, Paul? Or?
One issue is you won't be able to use this component just by itself. You'll have to set up at your view application, Vuex, and all the state and stuff that your component needs. So it's like,
But that's not isolated to more I call it. I can't just like call it and pass in the
yeah,
top
that's
section.
it. That's the downside. It's and unfortunately, a lot of our components are like that, which is not great. Like we this is classic. We talk about this. This is this systems reflect the organization structures where everyone builds their own branch drop down because we don't really have a lot of cross organization.
Conway's Law.
Yeah, Conway's Law. That's it. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, but this little exercise though did I think just highlight of you know what we might need to be able to reference commits and tags too, right?
yeah, ideally. Because the GraphQL API, I explicitly designed it to it takes a ref, so can't be anything.
Yeah.
So what is the downside of just using this as is, like and passing in whatever props that we need it? Like, is it going to metastasize and impact other parts of the?
So if you go to this component uses the Vuex helper map state, and that's implying your view application needs to have that Vuex stuff set up at the root level. So it's like you can't even use this on its own. You're gonna have to set up the Vuex application, and maybe that's okay. Like maybe, but
we could isolate that. Just have like set up Vuex helper that just called from the top level component, and it doesn't impact anything else.
I can't help but think we've run into this problem before. I can't help but think like certainly not all of our branch ref selectors are like coupled to the view applications like this. Can we check out the template real fast of the ref selector?
Think of any other places where you can select?
I almost want to just copy this and put it in view shared and then just de-vuexify it. You know?
We could do that. We could do that.
And then we could
so it wouldn't be Apollo, it would have Apollo to do the branch giddy stuff.
So here's what we could do. I'm now looking at this to see like, are there any like IDs for the form fields and stuff? Yeah, I'm not. Oh, yeah. Here's what we could do. We would want to create similar to what we did in a similar refactoring of the remote development stuff just a little bit ago. We want to create a dumb presentation only version of this. And then we have the Vuex connected version of this, which would be now this component. And then we have the Apollo standard component version of it that we could do that. But I can't help but think that we have to have solved this problem before. So can we try one more view and see? There's another view that might be using a different dropdown. Can we check out the compare revisions view? It's there in the code sidebar.
If I do use Webpack, I should set it to compile everything in the beginning.
Yeah, that's what I got to do.
With this ref selector, Paul, I don't know if I presume you're poking around on your end as well. Where I'm trying to see where the Vuex stuff actually makes the query. Have you found that at all? I can't.
No, I haven't been checking it out. So this is a different drop down, you know, and I wonder what these ones are. I could tell this is different because it doesn't have the icon right now, and I'd be curious.
I'm going for Hamel for this one.
We pull all refs into the.
This is revision card.
Revision drop down.
Revision drop down.
Why is it called revision?
Oh, we just like to make life hard for ourselves, don't we?
So many options.
It's using Axios.
But at least it's standalone. Like you know what I'm saying?
True.
Like,
yeah.
That's kind of nice. We just pass in the project path. This might be we might.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think.
If we look harder, can we find an Apollo one?
I would be surprised. I've been having a poke around, and although it could be named something crazy, but there's a source branch drop down that I've looked at, branch drop down, ref selector, branch selector. I've looked high and low.
Is there anything here that says revision? Is there anything like revision specific here?
You've got set selected revision, compare revision. There's an alert. We might have to do what you said, Paul, and take this, copy it into view shared and abstract some stuff, and then consider following up. And
yeah, I almost really want to do that. Of like copy this into view. I want to move it to view shared. No, I guess copy it to view shared. Strip out all the revision references, and
this one seems closer to what we want, though.
Yeah, I think we do want to use it. I just want us to now move it in a shared place, because right now having it be just in revision land means it's not clear where all it's used, and if changes are made to it, it's not going to be clear that we're using it outside of revisions. And so I want to put in a very explicitly shared place, since we don't.
Can we maybe just switch it to GraphQL while we're doing that?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is then we can just
awesome.
I have a question. Like, okay, this one uses Axios, but it's not really close to what we want. But this one uses Vuex, but it's exactly what we want. Like, don't we want to convert this one, since it's basically exactly the UI we want and the one he said he would like to use? Is it fundamentally harder to convert to do this for the Axios, the Vuex one, than the Axios one?
Yeah, Vuex will be fundamentally harder. It's because you have so many interdependent modules with Vuex. It's not a standalone component. In this,
it's harder to extract out just the presentation from Vuex. Why is that? I'm just trying to understand.
We could, but it's like the behavior, the state and behavior of the component is actually like, those are spread out into different files too. So it's like this, and the revision one is, because even though it's using Axios, like this is a standalone component that can be used.
Okay, but this is not what we want, though.
I was going to say, are we expecting the box where what we're calling the location box. We're expecting that to be intelligent or dumb.
Which one?
The location box that we're intended on creating. Are we expecting it to be intelligent like this? Or are we expecting a dumb box that you can type whatever the hell you want into and it will either...
You're talking
explode.
about
Yes.
which one? The field?
Yes.
Yeah, dumb.
Okay, fine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't want, I wasn't sure when you were saying about the find file using that component, if you were thinking about using it in its almost entirety with its sort of clever searching capabilities as well. But
I mean, that would be nice, but you're saying that's harder.
Let's start simple.
Can we go back to the revision one? And when we open it up, I want to see how different it is from what we wanted it to be. Because the reality is, like, the revision selector should actually be the same as our ref selector. Like, we should have the same branch picking experience wherever we're at. So
could you just so I can learn, like, teach me how to fish, like, why you said this one would be hard to convert because it's like coupled to other things. Like, what is it coupled to that makes it hard to do what we want?
So at the line 5, Vuex is you connect the behavior of your application is decoupled from the components. But in reality, it just means it's implicitly coupled. And so we actually have to connect these actions, getters, and states in order to use this component. And so those come from separate files and not even Vue files. And so if you look for map state and map actions, you see that there's behavior happening here in this component, which is defined elsewhere.
From someone that I don't know, I started using Vue kind of after we decided we hate Vuex, and it's really, really hard to kind of get my head around.
Okay.
But I just can't understand why it ever seemed like a good idea, if that makes sense.
I get it now, because I always hated React and Redux, and it's for the same reasons that I would hate this.
So here's where React and Redux is better than whatever we were doing.
Okay.
React and Redux, you never inlined your coupling to the store. All you would make were dumb presentational components, and then there would be a separate connected version of it. So you'd have to then map, like, how I would map, what would be like? It'd be like I map state to props, and I'd map mutations to props or whatever. And that is a way better pattern because I can reuse that presentation component outside of a number of different contexts, and it's not all coupled together. But in
I got it. You'll answer my question.
Yeah. No.
So
yeah,
this is the winner. Is this in any way like specific to wherever we were?
Revisions. Yeah. I think I want to copy this, and I want to remove all the revision references. And I want to call it like, this is our shared ref selector. And we just call it ref stuff.
Can we call it ref branch tag selector, so that if anyone searches, or in fact, ref branch tag, wait. Ref branch tag.
Well, a ref, in Git terminology, a ref is a branch or a tag. That is the correct.
I know. But when we were searching for this component, we were searching for branch. So actually, I want to call it ref tag branch selector drop down.
Nice.
I need the word drop down in there as well, because I was searching.
I'm easily convinced by that, because that's the way I think. Make things easy to find.
Easy.
No matter, the length of the name is, and the redundancy of it is like way down on my priority list below. Can people find this?
Yeah, we have AKA. Yeah, I like that. as
Or
our.
we have ref selector, and then we have
AKA
branch
use this if you
selector.
want to drop down for branches or refs or tags.
Well, I was thinking of importing, having branch selector and tag selector. They import ref selector.
Now, what we can do once we move it, we can also create we have a GitLab project storybook, not necessarily our GitLab UI storybook, but we can create a storybook just for our component too, which would be cool.
I've never worked with our storybooks, so that would
It's
be
all right. Yeah, they're pretty straightforward. Let's open up this. I want to make sure this works for our case though. So let's open up the dropdown in the GDK browser there. Yeah, that kind of looks right, right? Is that kind of right?
Yeah, so it's got branches and then it's got tags and yeah.
So if we start searching for one, is it?
So the only thing, I mean, it doesn't matter that much, but it'd be cool if you could just put a SHA in here.
You can. I do that a lot. I use this.
Oh, you can put a SHA here.
Yeah, I use the compare view a lot because of all the like package updates we do, and like I'll compare things like that. But you kind of have to like just paste it in. So
if I do like if I do this, I throw this in here, it's gonna
I may not find it because your GDK GitLab development kit may not have a reference to it. You may need to look at commit.
Oh yeah, what path am I in?
You're at the GitLab project.
Got it. So this is actually like my fake internal GDK repo, so it's gonna have to. Got it.
Yeah. But yeah, I've used it before and you like drop in the commit and it'll let you figure out. The other place where I know we have a drop down like this is like on the create tag form. That would be interesting too. It's like, what is that one using? Oh dude, I wonder what, oh my gosh, is it gonna be another one?
How big that got? That's not a great view.
Yeah. That's lame. What's going on there?
And like ellipsified it, but not nearly enough.
That's weird.
Okay.
Do you have like yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Can we actually look at one more? I think it's worth doing this one more research. But we're highlighting, like, unfortunately, I feel like it's embarrassing. I feel like this is a problem we should have solved a long time ago. How come we don't have a reusable branch select?
Well,
I
haven't got that. I haven't got there, but I need one to select a group or project, and I think that I've got the same problem with that. That we've got lots of different close implementations, but exactly what I want is.
And this is all really related. This is all really related to the what is the bounding context for front end? Because right now all of our application is one big soup. But it'd be nice to put like, hey, project util components or something, like have a package that we can reuse whenever I'm needing to do like repository looking up things or whatever. But right now we just have one folder that we just drop in view shared, and it's very silly. But can we do one more research here?
Yeah,
and it's doing it now actually. When we run out of time, I think I'll spin up an MR to pull one of these branch selectors into view share if there's not one already there, because it's like you're going to need that, and I think that needs to happen. So if we jump into tags, I'm really curious to see what components used in the create a tag form. So you can jump into the tags in the sidebar.
That should get any more. I wish it were easier to switch back and forth. You have to do like a GDK reconfigure.
Yeah.
But they were fixing the end-to-end stuff, and I'm following the MR. Maybe they improved it some.
Nice.
Okay, here we go.
New tag.
It's the new tag.
Create from. It's loading. Ah, you ran into it. It's a speed trap. You're going too fast.
The delay was interesting there. Like, what was it? It rendered the page and then it popped up.
There we go. Yeah,
Here.
what is this one?
Can I
What?
Select a revision
here?
Select a revision. I think it's going to be the revision drop down, or
You think so?
yeah.
Oh, because it says select git revision.
Oh,
Oh, this is the ref selector?
hmm. Which
That's
is the
the
Vue
ref
X one, or
Really? No, but look, there's like Apollo data reference here. Do you see that on the data?
Is this a different ref selector than the one I found?
So these
Surely
names
not.
that are actually show up in the Vue dev tools, these names are not necessarily the names of the component when it's created, like the file name. These are the names that are used to reference it from its root.
yeah.
All right, how do I find this then? Where this is?
I would look for let's try to find like their enabled ref types is a pretty good like
So pick a random
keyword.
property, search for
Yeah,
it.
that we can just search for.
I can only see the ref set selector being used as the ref selector, if I'm honest.
It's the same one we're at.
So if we scroll down, is that the same ref selector?
Yeah, I should look for it. Yeah, that's the same one.
This is the Vuex one?
Yep. Yeah, app assets, JavaScript refs components.
Can we go back to Can
you just look at this component and see what it's including?
well, I was actually wanting to go to the app that's referencing this thing. If we go to the this will be like the index.js or the mounting JS that references the ref selector.
All right, how do I find that? Like relative to this page, the tags new.
Doing a search for that one because that was one of the props, and I remember it is showing up there. We had just seen it just a second ago. So if we go back to our search results, I think it may be like
This is the search results.
there we go. It's got it.
You can see the file names here, or the paths and then the file names.
Oh, we can actually just look for what imports ref selector.vue. Let me search for it. Init new. I'm a bit confused by ref selector right now because it's I thought I was doing Vuex.
All right, here's all the places that import it.
And what's making you think, oh, init new branch ref selector?
Yeah. So I'm looking at this one. I'm really confused, man.
Init new tag ref selector, this one.
Yeah, so look at that. Wait, go back to that.
Yeah, I was pinning this one so I can open the search again.
Okay.
Crap, come on. There we
go. I don't know what's going on anymore. Because
and what made you think it wasn't using Vuex a minute ago, Paul? I missed that. Sorry.
If you go back to the mounting, the page that does the mounting, or the file that does the mounting.
Man, I accidentally closed everything. This one. The file that does the mounting? What
yeah, it was like a init. One of them was like a init. Ref selector thing.
Which one?
I've got a random one. Let me ping
And
the
your
path.
tag selector, this one?
That would be fine too. Yeah. So that's using that component. And now because that component uses Vuex, I would expect us to be passing in a store or something into the new view here.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah.
we are not doing. And so
Interesting.
I don't really know how that works. It almost sounds like to me our ref selector sometimes does Vuex. This is the ref selector. And is this using Vuex? It is.
Yeah.
Is there a store here? No, we don't. Oh, yes, we do create the store here.
So it's contained?
It might be.
So we could use it
We might be able to.
without rewriting it.
Wow. There I was saying, no, we can't do it, man. But I think we can.
I mean, I hate the fact that we're increasing our dependency on Vuex, but seeing as the same component.
Not really. We're adding a dependency on this thing, and if we ever rewrite it, it shouldn't affect the things that depend on
I think,
this.
yeah.
Valid, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It sounds like ref selector is we anticipate to use it as a standalone thing. So maybe that works.
I know we're almost done. Can we like jam this thing in here and sort of see it work, or is that too much to ask?
Yeah, let's try it out. Yeah, let's just try it out.
Okay. I accidentally closed everything. All right, we got here.
Inside of our div, let's throw in ref selector.
All right, let's import it. Or let's see how smart it is. Is it just
ref dash selector?
Listen, selector. All right.
I can steal this, right?
Yes.
Like, what's wrong? Like here?
Sure. And then we want to add it to our components.
Yeah.
And our options.
Okay.
All right. Let's see what kind of props we may need to pass to it. I think we might need to bind to it.
Can we steal some of this, or?
So I'm kind of thinking we want to add to our data the branch or the dev file location ref to our data of our component. You know what I mean?
Okay. So what is how are you going about this? Like, do we want to just like copy this as a function into our thing and start changing it?
No, I think we want to go. So those are kind of giving me an idea for what are the value name, what are the required props we want to add to it. But I think yeah. So, but I think we can use V model in our case. So that one's like leaning into Rails form. Like it's not actually needing to listen to the value at all. In our case, I think we want to use a V model, similar to like how we're doing in our GL form input below in line 282. So we want to add something to our data for dev file location ref, you know. So I think we just use V model equals dev file location ref or whatever we want to call it. And we'll have to define that in our data.
Well, this not look like it'll just be def file ref, right?
Yeah, that's fine too. Yeah, however we want. That makes sense.
Okay, do I need to add that to data at the top?
Yes.
Data.
Data.
And that's sorted.
Yeah, dev file. Did we call it ref or yeah, location, I guess would be its own thing. And
or no, yeah, we called it
and default dev file path makes a lot of sense for us to initialize it there. Yeah. The dev file ref, I think we'll initialize as empty string or null, whatever. But I think we can, based on the project that's selected, we should be able to find the default branch and just probably use that as whatever default we want to use here. But that's something we'll do later.
Okay, where'd you see the default?
That was in the code suggestion. There was a code suggestion that popped up. But yeah. But let's go ahead and keep going with our ref so we can move forward. And yep, dev file ref. It looks like project ID is already a thing. So we can add, we want to bind project ID to here. I saw that in our data too.
Okay.
So like colon project hyphen ID.
Okay, and that's using ES6 magic to just set that? Or
I saw it in data. So I'm assuming we're already using it and setting it. So I think we'll be good. I don't think we need those. We'll need to figure out probably a
this
name.
is the right syntax?
Yeah.
And then remind me the shortcut the colon means
That means vbind.
right.
It's short for doing the actual reactive data binding thing.
Okay, and that's if you didn't have it, that would just be a
string.
Yep, you'd actually just be setting an attribute project ID.
Okay, got it.
It is hard-coded string project ID. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, let's see where we're at here. But I think we still need to find a name and the ID, I think probably for the drop, but I think it'd be helpful to see if we're running into any major issues already here. Who knew that Vuex could be so reusable? Uh-oh, are we missing something? Oh yeah, we've got like a trailing slash and something didn't render.
Yeah.
Did dev file ref, did we initialize that as null?
Yeah.
Let's initialize that as an empty string. Ed.
Come on, UI. Go away when I lose focus.
No ref selected. Ooh. Wow, what errors did we get? 404.
Is it expecting a GraphQL ID or some other kind of ID?
Yeah, we don't want to do the GraphQL ID. So we want to like pull the actual ID from the GraphQL ID.
I'm missing it. What is this telling you?
So can you in View DevTools have a look what the project ID is in your parent in this create component? Because
Well,
I'm
I think it'd
guessing that the
actually be.
project.
I think it'd actually be two, and I know we do have like a util for this. Like if we want to get the ID from the GraphQL ID.
Wait, we already
But I'm
have
just
the info on the project here.
So let's see wherever we set project ID.
this might be a V model bound to the project selector, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's right.
On project details results. So like here's where we get.
Yeah, so that IDs, if that's coming back from I don't know where it's coming back from though. Assuming it's a GraphQL query.
Yeah, project details query.
We've got we've got this helper. Man, this is the money that we want to use.
Cool. Yeah.
Let's use
what are we trying to get here?
so the ID
we're trying to convert a weird GraphQL.
Oh, you want the GraphQL GID thing. Got it.
All right, that's what we already have. We need to pull the ID from
Oh yeah, there's a helper for that.
Yeah, I added it to the Zoom chat. Yeah. The Zoom chat, there's the line to import the get ID from GraphQL ID.
Or G.
GraphQL is one of those, brilliant ideas that goes right up there with Redux.
Why is L after H? That seems. Why is that not alphabetical?
Not that many people follow the alphabetical.
I thought it was an error though. It was linted.
No. We introduced that and people got very annoyed very quickly and we dropped it.
No, this one right here should occur before get project details query.
That's because of you have something like relative and then absolute and then it depends if it's got a tilde at the beginning or a dot at the beginning or
Yep. Okay, so let's create a computed. Let's create a computed for project API ID. I don't know. If you want to call it project actual ID.
Is it IID?
No, it's actually the project ID. We should probably rename our data to project GID, but let's just call this for right now project API ID is kind of sticking out to me. API ID. And I would do an if not project ID, just returned project ID and this. And so if not, this dot project ID, return this dot project ID.
Wait, if we don't have a project ID.
And we got to do this. We got to add this to the.
Why are we saying not?
I don't know if our helper works with falsy values. So I was just adding the falsy check of like, we're not going to run the get ID from GraphQL ID if we're falsy.
What don't we want to say if this project ID then? Why is it?
Well, I think we're just doing it like a guard clause rather than a.
Yeah. That's fine how it is. And then we'll just return at the bottom of here.
Oh, it's a guard clause. Okay. That.
Yeah. Oh, we got to
change the prop in ref selector to use project API ID and profit, right?
Yeah.
Here.
Let's do it. This is gonna work without any problems.
Yeah.
First time.
Woohoo! Oh no, what's that moaning about? Type check
Expected
failed.
string with value 2, but got number with value 2, but it's working.
Wait, these are, oh yeah, those are branches and tags. Yeah.
Sweet. Can we select something on it works-ish? Okay. Yeah, the only thing our little helper, we want to wrap get with we want to wrap it with the string function. On line 115, we want to return I think 113. I would return an empty string because it looks like our function really wants a string. And then on 115, I would wrap get ID with a string function. This is a big S, big S string.
Got new.
Nope. Nope. It's just call it like a function. Yeah.
That's how you stringify something?
That's how you stringify something. Yeah.
No more two string? Didn't it used to be string or something?
Oh, yeah. No, you can just string it, Get
Java.
Y'all get your big ass strings in here and just call it like a function. That's my sound like a dope song.
Seems happy now, right?
Yeah, it seems happy. Cool. Wow. I'm impressed.
Who cares that it's using Vuex?
So
I know, right?
I'm like kind of home free. I just need to make a text field and I'm done, huh? Awesome. Thanks. Y'all are awesome.
Cool. Yeah, but thanks.
Go on.
No, I was saying thanks for bringing it up, but I'm glad to have discovered that we do actually have a reusable ref selector. It's probably wise for us to maybe start looking to migrating to Apollo. Maybe if there's nothing to do next week for pairing, maybe that's what we should do. And
sounds like fun.
That'd be cool.
Could
Maybe
it still be self-contained? It would like just have its own little Apollo, whatever app.
It would be way more self-contained than like a Vuex store, because right now you would not be able to use this if I already had I don't think you'd be able to use it very clearly if I already had another Vuex store going on. It's so.
You want remote control of my screen, Lee?
What did you say?
That, sorry?
It says you want remote control of my screen.
Oh, I did that about 45 minutes ago to try and point and click at a few things to make life easier. But
it was lost in my real estate.
No, it's all good.
All right.
Well, I'd like to do it on one of these sessions, use I don't know what it's called, like live share or something. So
code with me actually works pretty well. Paul and I did it once, and I've done it when I'm like mentoring people. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, be good, awesome. Anyway, have a great day.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, everybody. See you later.
See you later.